What's up, you disgusting slime ball? Oh, wait. I can't say that because my boy Jason Chu told me I gotta get a new opening, and that one's getting a little boring. So my new opening is gonna be fuck you, Jason Chu. All right. So I just got done training at AMA Fight Club. They have a pro training every Friday. I'm sorry, not pro training. I think it's just a competition prep type of thing every Friday from 12 o'clock to around 1:30. And the requirement is that you do not take any timeouts, that you're in shape. There's a lot of higher level guys there. And it is pretty much 5 5-minute rounds, 3 10-minute rounds, and then 2 5-minute rounds with instruction. So if you're in shape and you want to really test yourself, definitely come by one Friday. It is a great time. We usually get lunch after, which is also an amazing time. I absolutely love it. Just want to see where the camera is, if it's here or here. So I'll make sure I'm looking into it properly. So with that being said, before I go into what I really wanted to talk about today, I'm not sure, it's in the works. I might have a Superfight May 13th, so mark your calendars. Usually when I compete in a tournament, it's against many other people until I get a gold medal. But this, it's only going to be against one person. And you know, I ask you guys to come support me. Usually it's only for myself, but this time it's really gonna matter, because the more people come, the more of a chance I have to compete again. And the promotion is called Rise Submission Underground. It's gonna take place in Manhattan. So mark your calendars. I hope to see a lot of you there. I'd really appreciate it if you can make it. So back to what I really wanted to talk about today. One of my good friends just got married after only knowing the person he's about to marry for 3 months. A lot of you, especially my white friends, will think that's absolutely insane. But believe it or not, in Iran, and I'm pretty sure in pretty much Eastern culture as a whole, that's pretty normal. And I want to talk about that. So in America, you fall in love with someone, you date for a couple of years, you even move in with each other, and then you get down on one knee and you propose. The way it works in Iran, we have a custom that predates Islam many, thousands of years. It's called khastegari. It's when a prospective groom wants to marry a prospective bride. You will ask to go to their house, and the two families will talk. We'll be like, my son really likes your daughter. He'd like to have her hand in marriage. And then the bride's father asks questions like, what do you do for a living? How are you going to take care of my daughter? What type of person are you? And the two families talk, and they negotiate. And then, don't quote me on this, my Iranian friends, let me know if I'm right. It's either called hediye or mehriye. The groom's family has to pay a dowry, right? And it's a certain amount of whatever in gold. People still do it today as a custom to the bride's family. And if they get divorced, which barely happens, you get that money back. What up, fam? I'm back. My freaking camera ran out of space, so that's why I had to cut last one short. So where was I? Mehriye and hediye. So the husband pays a dowry, the bride's family pays a dowry. I forgot what the custom is. I think the bride's family is supposed to pay for the wedding and everything. So that happens. They get married. The mother and father of both sides sign a paper, whatever religious book that the families are. If it's the Torah, Quran, Bible, they sign it, and the marriage is, set. And there is no kissing the bride at the marriage. The groom and the wife put their hand in a pot of honey, and you eat it off each other's fingers, and that's like our equivalent of you may kiss the bride. So I'm gonna explain to you right now what I think the benefits and detriments of this custom are. So I'll start off with the benefits. I have a cabin in the middle of the mountains in a village called Pulur, and there was a guy who lived on our land. His name was Mehran, and he was a beekeeper. This guy lived in a tent. He was really poor. He lived in a tent on our property, and he harvested honey. He had like 8 boxes, queen bees in each of them, and just his bees would eat whatever flowers we had on our property, and he would make the best honey ever. I forgot what the name of one type was. It was the honey reserved for the queen. I think in America it's called royal jelly, and that stuff actually gets you high. I had some when I was 13 and I was just out of it. It was amazing. So this guy falls in love with this woman. She falls in love with him too, and he goes to, khastegari, to, propose and whatever. And the girl's dad's like, motherfucker, you live in a tent. I ain't giving you my daughter. Get the fuck out of here. So in that case, man, I kind of agree with this Iranian custom, because this father just saved his daughter's life. I've seen so many reality shows, 16 and pregnant, like, oh my God, I'm in love. And now you're 16 and pregnant with some dirtbag who runs off on you. Now you have to take care of these kids by yourself. This happens a lot less when the families are involved. So Mehran goes, he keeps working. 2 years later, his 8 little boxes of honey become something like 200. He lives in a nice house. He's making good money, and he goes for another khastegari. And this time the dad's like, listen, you've proved yourself that you could take care of my daughter. You got to understand why I had to reject you before, but now I'll allow the marriage. And they are happily married right now. On the other hand, I've also seen people who are in love, and the groom was a genuinely nice guy with a good job and a good future, and the parents of the bride were just not okay with the marriage for stupid reasons. And then I had to watch people who were genuinely in love just not get married, and it was pretty sad. So there's benefits and there's detriments to it. So my friend just got married after knowing a girl for 3 months. They seem really happy. I think they're happy, but I just wanted your views on it for all my friends who are in relationships. How long do you think you should date or know each other before you get married? And I want to know personally how long you knew your significant other before you got married, or how long you guys have known your significant other even if you've been dating. So that's all I got for today, homies. I got a new video coming out next week with my boy Murdad, and that one is going to be a lot of profanity and very vulgar, so a lot of you might not want to tune in, but he is one funny dude. So I will see you guys next week.